Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, the 6th of August, 2022, and we're here with our very, very special guest, Will Mitchell, coming to us live from beautiful, sacred, holy, vortexy Mount Shasta. Hi, Will. How are you doing? He's at 8,000 feet from what we know.
I am totally awesome. Thank you. Glad to be here.
It sounded like you were just gonna say you're totally awesome and stop, didn't
Yeah,
it?
you're totally awesome.
You went, I'm totally awesome. I think it's good when you have very good self-confidence.
It's my state of being. It's how I
It's
feel.
perfect, but didn't it sound like that, Angie?
Yeah.
We're like, I am
Yeah.
totally awesome.
Wait, my ego will channel today.
That's cute. No, it's really good. I'm happy. It was just really funny the way you said it. It was just like, okay. I don't know why I'm silly now. Okay, calm down. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the.
Welcome to the Laughing-R.
Oh, that's such a good thing. I used to have this friend, if he started laughing, he could laugh. If he really got going, he would laugh for like 24 hours. Like he couldn't stop. It was like convulsions of laughing. And if you were around him, you would just laugh. You would have to walk away just to calm down. So anyway, hi, Will, 8,000 feet. How's it going?
It is amazing up here on the mountain, and just above the parking lot at Panther Meadows and halfway on the trail to Southgate Meadows. It's there's cell service from this place, so I choose to broadcast from here. And beautiful Mount Shasta. There's weather blocking the view at the top of the mountain, but that just means that there's alien activity.
Okay.
Shh! Don't let anybody know I believe in aliens.
I think it's like a given before you're even on the web. Though I will say I am probably more skeptical than most that are here, even just because of my own personal experiences have been very low, not low energy, but just few and far between. So, but how?
Yeah, and what gets me past my belief is the over 200 alien languages that I speak. So
There you go.
And it's when they start telling me where it's from, and they start showing me stuff, I'm like, how can I not believe?
Of course, I believe. I'm just saying, like, I think I'm sometimes still very skeptical of a lot of
Oh
things.
yeah, well, we all want that physical evidence in the 3D.
Yeah.
That's the human aspect of us.
I will tell you, the first thing Theos ever said when they were channeling was that intergalactic meant inside, and the connection would come inside. And so, so I guess that's why we don't have as much outside, and it's not necessary as well. Not necessary. It would be nice, but not necessary. Hey, how long does it take you to get up to where you are, to walk up that high? Or are you able to drive right up to where you are?
So we drive up to the parking lot, which takes 25 minutes, and from downtown Mount Shasta. And if I take it slow up here, it's half an hour to 40 minutes but I needs to get up here by 8 o'clock. So I hoofed it, and then took 5 minutes to start cooling down.
Yeah. So, probably much easier going down than up.
Well, it is, but you still have to, on these big rocks, it's harder going down because you have to make sure your footing is sure.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing it with 2 backpacks, a laptop, a cell phone, and exactly. So
you got your exercise for the morning, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it hasn't started.
So what is your like, before we get started, before we go into anything with who's here and blessings, what about like your first encounter with Mount Shasta? What does it mean for you to be there? Because as I said to you before we got on, you're there a lot. In my opinion, you're there.
Yes. So I first came to Mount Shasta because I started being called to it on my morning runs. And I found out that the individual that was talking to me was Archangel Zadkiel. And I'm going, gee, you want me to go to Mount Shasta and lead a retreat with my buddy Brian Lucchese and to do this for the blood moon eclipse in September of 2015.
Right.
And we even broadcast live during the eclipse, and it was simply amazing. We had 20 people up here from this broadcast spot, and I've been coming here ever since. They've been keeping me away over the past couple of years because of all the fires, but I got here a couple of years ago early June. So this is a transformational mountain.
Mhm.
The first time I came, there was a big egoic lesson. And that lesson, it stays with me because it was, I thought, hey, I know everything. I'm going to come here. I'm going to do awesome things, and magic's going to come out of my fingers, and I'm going to see things. I did, but the magic didn't happen as my ego planned it. So I put attachments on what my experience was going to be.
Yeah.
But I needed to learn that because now I get out of the way.
Mhm.
Now I consider that most of the stuff that comes out of my mouth is a clear channeling. And as long as my heart is on fire, I don't doubt what is coming out of my mouth anymore. So
That's perfect. Very good. Very nice to hear. And are you in your sort of favorite spot right now?
the favorite broadcast spot
Okay.
because I have cell service and there's a great view of the mountain and a great view of the valley.
Yeah. So, this is what I want to know. Is this like so where is your spot? Where's your like most sacred spot for you?
The headwaters of down in the city of Mount Shasta, the headwaters of the Sacramento River. This is where the water comes out of the mountain.
Mm,
So I go there every morning and I get water without it having touching the pool. I catch it.
yeah.
And those who know me know I love to do water blessings. I don't feel the need to bless the water when it comes out. I'm giving gratitude for the water that's coming out because it's blessing me because I'm being able to drink pure water straight from Gaia and straight from Mount Shasta.
Mhm.
Kihakanari at the Kachkawaha.
I
And
mean,
that
our blessings that we do are not for the water. They're for us. They're for
exactly.
we're the water is not benefiting from the blessing. We are benefiting from the water, and we are blessing it in order to show our gratitude that is.
Well, the water's responding. My experience is that the water's responding.
Just say that the water will continue to flow in its own beautiful way, whether we bless it or not. And we're only lucky to be stewards of it, but we are not doing anything. We are definitely the recipients of the grace that is provided to us. There's a beautiful place in India where the water originates for Ganga right out of the mountain. And that's exactly one of the most sacred places in the world, because that's where the origin is. That's where the origin is. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and do some first announcements, and we'll do blessings, and we'll get to your beautiful, beautiful sacred channeling, because we're coming up on a very auspicious time, 8/8, the Lion's Gate. And are you staying there through the Lion's Gate? Are you going to be
I
there?
am. I've been doing a Lionsgate prep series, and we're on day 21. And interestingly, when I got to the parking lot, the odometer on my rental car became 3888.
Nice.
You can't make this up.
No.
And
And
the
even
trip odometer,
it's like a half of an 8 in digital,
yes. Well, there are more number synchronicities on my odometers. So anyway, I'm just laughing because, for the Lions Gate is 88 and I got 3 of them. So
That's perfect. All right. So Angie, my friend,
Yes.
have you any announcements for us? Have thy any announcements for us?
Yes. The announcement that I would like to bring or say is that we did just finish our Galactic Energy Healing teacher class, and Jim and I are looking at doing a next class. We haven't figured out what it is. What we'd like is to have people send us an email to let us know what they're interested in. And the greatest response is the class that's the class that we will do. If you're interested in any, we have Galactic Energy Healing student, Galactic Energy Healing teacher, channeling, rocks and minerals, white magic 1, 2, 3. We have trying to go off memory. The Matrix class. That was also a very good class. So if you're interested in any of the classes, you can look on the website, hucolo.org, for the different classes that we offer. Send an email to classes@hucolo.org, and we'll compile all that, and Jim and I will figure out what the next class is going to be.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do some blessings. Our friend Will there in Mount Shasta is going is going to give the messages from the light language. So we'll go Susan, Angie, and then we'll come back to Will. All right, Susan, whenever you're ready.
Great, wonderful. Tia suko kia ia se kia toi tia. Hi e kaoia ia siki o ku i te tia kuia ia sia I toko toto ia tia. Ho se hoia ia si a koto ia toko ia hi tia. Ho si to ia ke tia ia toko ia sia ko ia si koto ia tia ia toko to ia sia. Ho sa ia to ia ke ia u se kia toko ia se kia toko to ia I tika I sukoto ia. Blessings.
The energies of this Lion's Gate are powerful, and combined with the energies of Mount Shasta will transform you in ways beyond your belief. If you allow them, you are ready to transform into the new you. You will continue to draw these energies and these new talents forward in your new awareness.
Angie?
Katu nani haya aka ata. Tuhu ana chichiki sonunu kuaria. Mahari ia taka yanano u. Arata sasania taka mohora yananana tuchura kia.
These Lion's Gate energies are igniting the fire within. This passion and desire for you on your path in your soul highlights your now and the new now that you are creating. You will create differently. You will create wholeheartedly. Your ascension is now.
I feel inspired to do a blessing as well. I usually don't, but I feel like to do one. I will tell you, I had a beautiful vision when you were giving the interpretation of Susan of it was a opening up, like opening like this, like of a clamshell opening, but it was all white. So a scalloped shell, and as it were, the light came forward from it. And then it became apparent to me how things do open, like a womb opening, all these things opening. So I just had this sort of moment. So, okay. Shantuya mashala kosata pegalia moria city. Liso moma tishaka iantianama luhiathi to shukapata. De sandur yaliaso kimandania shantia ni sapuku tienda tiela shantidako.
The power within is unleashed through the path of peace. Your harmony within exudes the harmony without, and this light within is your true power.
All right, perfect. So, well, what is your process? You just go right into channeling, and there'll be a message, and then you'll take questions. Is that right? Or how do you
Sort of. So the way that they explained what's going to happen is there's going to be an MC, okay?
Okay, all right.
And this MC will take the questions and then bring in whomever. You
All right.
can request entities if you wish.
Mhm.
They would prefer if we keep this subject matter to Lion's Gate, how it's going to affect you, Mount Shasta, Telos, anything revolving around these themes, the Ascension, things like that. And if the individuals if when you ask the question, there is a better entity to answer the question, the host will bring in whomever it is.
Okay.
It's just going to be
Great. I like
freaky
it.
interesting.
I like when you have a gatekeeper. It's very good. Very good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the lion's gatekeeper. There we go.
Yes. Can we see the mountain? There we
Yeah.
go. That's a little better.
Yeah, it's pretty. Looks good. We can see it. We have a wider shot maybe than even you think, but we have a good shot of it. It's beautiful.
The top of the mountain is hidden by some of the mist, but that mist was really nice early in the morning when I was hiking up before the sun popped over the ridge.
Yeah. Are you okay?
So-
Heat wise, you have water. You're good to go.
Oh yes, I have 3 liters of water and I have electrolytes and I just had some calories, so I'm good to go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so whenever you're ready. Oh, just for everyone that's here, I'll just say who's here in the room. We didn't do that, so let me just go through that very quickly. We've got Jay, Joan, Lilypad, Angie, myself, Will, and Mavis, Susan. And we're expecting some other people any moment because people come in a little late. And then we've got a very nice full Zoom room. So anybody in Zoom that will have questions will be following it. We've got Wendy in the Zoom room. I see her there. Language of Lights is there. Otto Vishnu is there. Medwali is there, our good friend. So we're good. We're good to go.
Well, welcome all. I am very curious as to what's going to come out. They gave me a certain flavor of just the beginning, but if someone out there were to write down some timestamps and the names of the entities that come through, because they're going to be switching in and out. It's going to be interesting.
Okay. We'll keep track of who's who and what's happening.
Because some of these messages are only going to be relevant to a few people, and then it'll switch. I mean, everything will be relevant to everybody at some level, but some of them it'd be like, no, I need to remember that. So if somebody's putting down the timestamps, it'll be easy.
Okay. We're ready. I've got my pad of paper right here.
Okay, and these are the YouTube timestamps from the live stream, not necessarily the Zoom stream timestamps.
Okay. And Language of Lights, Wendy, it's on you and you're not doing. So I can. We'll do our best. Let's say it like that. I'll at least.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
So I just had the shades on because of the sun.
No problem. The future's so bright, you gotta wear shades. No problem. Muting myself now.
Greetings, friends. I am Magachan. I am a Lyran. I'm here to be your host for this Lion's Gate. The energies of this Lion's Gate will interact with each of you differently. These energies will highlight, enlighten, awaken, inspire your true essence. More inward thought forms, higher thought forms is one way to say it, less dense thought forms. At the beginnings, consciousness was not as dense. You are the explorers in this 3D density. And the seed I would like to plant in all of you is that your true density is the 5th density. You have not expanded your awareness yet. Some of you have expanded your awareness a little bit, but this Lion's Gate is the invitation to see more, to view more, to observe more, to be more. The energies of Mount Shasta are transformation, are igniting. This is the root chakra of Gaia. It will help you ground these energies. It will help you realize them into your reality, into your awareness. Your consciousness has the ability to focus. This focus creates your reality. Currently, you are focusing on this 3rd density. You're focusing on purpose with intention. And at times, part of this experience of the humans in this 3rd density is that it is consuming. It is easy. Why, yes, and sometimes alarming. Yes. But there is a different viewpoint. You do not have to continue the same thoughts, nor the same vibrations. There is no wrong. There is no right. You simply are choosing, and then that is your reality. But there are different thoughts that you can have. There are different ways for you to create what you're doing in a more satisfying way, in a more harmonious way with yourself and with others. I would like to bring in a very expanded consciousness, one of the original consciousnesses, to give you a background on thought. Greetings.
Greetings.
We are Urla. We are a collective consciousness. An interpretation of our name is the light of gratitude. We are also the original Lyrans. We do not see, observe consciousness as separate. We call ourselves we in your language. We can see the individuality that is here, but we also see the unity. And the laws of the universe are apparent to us. when we first observed consciousness, we knew we existed. When we observed that we are the same. We observed the second law, that the all is the one and the one is the all. And we have not observed anything else except that there is only now. We did not observe time yet. And we're using this channel's terms, observing time, because we understand that when we observe it, we are creating it. When we think it, we are creating it. We did not observe attraction yet. We did not realize that we were attracting, or that what we think about becomes. When our consciousness expanded, someone first observed. When I ask a question, I create the question and I create the answer. And the first idea of separation was created. This same power resides in you. The more you observe it, the more it will become true for you. When you create the question, you create the answer. That is the law of attraction. In the more dense realities, it becomes attraction because the physicality, the density requires the attraction component, because this is the continued thought form. We cannot speak much about the more dense realities, but the power of your thought and the power of your ability to create new with both questions and answers at the same time. We will leave you with that. Gratitude for you and the expansion that you create. Because we understand ourselves better.
Would you be open to questions?
The Urla, that was all the message that they had.
Okay.
Your power of creation. But I can answer questions about them because I have mastered the ability to expand my awareness. My preferred density is the 9th density. This is where I create most of what I prefer. But I have increased my focus and density to the 5th density to communicate more easily in a way that you will understand. Are there questions about what Urla said?
At this moment, I don't believe so. I was just going to ask if there was general questions that was willing to be taken, or I know you want to specifically stay with what you were saying, but it would be interesting to know about Urla and who they are and where they're from exactly.
They are consciousness.
Okay.
They are the thought forms that expanded as the more dense realities think of as time. But time was not observed at that point. But the beginnings of separation happened.
Right. And what does the name Urla mean? Is that obviously that's a chosen nomer, probably don't have a name in itself, but what is that name and where does that originate, the name?
The name is a Lyran name,
Mhm.
and it most easily translates into human relatable terms. Ur, light, la, gratitude, Urla, or
Okay.
Orla, original Lyrans.
There you go. That was the question.
We thought that it would be easier for you to understand.
Well, that's why we ask the names, because we know that names are chosen by beings to be easily understood, that will give them place and sort of identification, even though they may not be actually in physically form walking around, but it gives an identification, and that's why I asked the question. Does anyone have any questions at this point, or should we continue? I don't have any questions from anyone at this moment, so I will turn it back over to you, but I just want to be cognizant of people maybe having questions.
I
Oh,
am
Jay
scan-
has a question. I'm so sorry. Jay has a question. Go ahead, Jay.
Thank you. And hi, Will. How are you?
Will is not here.
Oh, I apologize. Well, in
But
that case,
Will feels amazingly high vibration today.
that's wonderful. In fact, I visited Mount Shasta a few times and it's magical. It's a very positive experience, so to speak. And I never really thought about it before because I've always associated the Lyrans as being as felines. Felines. But I was wondering, are all Lyrans feline in nature or physiologically speaking, to whatever degree, or are there other types of Lyrans that are not necessarily associated with the feline race, for example, if that makes any sense?
Most of the Lyrans, 95%, have Lyran traits, have feline traits as you see them. The human Lyran hybrids that are, some of them are actually on the planet in 3D. You can see feline traits in them. And the humans that have Lyran DNA that is activated, you can see Lyran bone structures, you can see Lyran brows, you can see other Lyran features, Lyran personality traits. You can see some cat-like behavior in some of the humans. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
It was a chosen expression of the original intention of the Lyran consciousness that expanded into the more dense realities. And it is one of the, in the physicality, it's one of the easier ways to tell that you're speaking with a Lyran.
Yes.
This human, just his voice does not go down as low as the Lyran voice. So you do not hear my true speech.
And are you currently physical or in a non-physical state?
In my preferred density of the 9th density, there is less physicality to me. In my current density, so I can communicate with you, it is of high physicality. It is the 5th density. There's just a fluidity to the elements, to entropy, if you understand that term, the number of arrangements of all the molecules in the subatomic particles. It is easier to arrange them to my liking in the 9th density than it is into the 5th density. Just like your states of matter that you are aware of, the solid state and then the liquid state and the gaseous state. The molecules have more arrangements in the gaseous state than they do in the solid state. It's the same thing in the this human is confused about higher densities because it's really less dense. In the less dense realities of 9D, there are far more ways to interpret, translate. That is the conversation that I and we wish to have. You are a translator. You are an interpreter of the energy that is around you, and you are choosing to continue to interpret the reality in a linear fashion. You are continuing the programming that your parents pushed into you, that this density has pushed into you. Your inner being has the truth of how to translate, or how to translate as you prefer, instead of claiming you prefer what everyone else has told you. In some sense, they are another you because the all is the one and the one is the all. But they are also in that physicality. They are on their own exploration of what consciousness is and what experience is. And so they're going to give you their interpretation of what they are experiencing. Your inner being
Yes.
knows your truth.
I am curious now. Thank you, by the way, for explaining that. Is there any particular location or place on Earth that, from your understanding, you've heard other Lyrans talk about that they like, that they're attracted to?
There are many Lyran, let's call them hotspots. There are Lyran hotspots all over the world, and I can tell you some of them, but your inner guidance will guide you to them. You can take out a map and scan your hand or scan your eyes over them. Lyrans like going to Peru and Machu Picchu because they like to see the humans trek there and have their experiences there. Many of the alien races that are on planet Earth or observing humanity are going to your sacred sites because they like to see the awakenings of humans. So Mount Shasta is one of them, but you can see all sorts of people in Mount Shasta. Lyrans are hiding in New York City. They're hiding in the big cities. In Mokma, in London, in Melbourne. They're hiding because humanity is not ready. Most of them are not ready for them to show themselves. But there are Lyrans out of phase. There are Lyrans that love to interact. They are communicating to many in this community. You do not need to go to any one particular location, but if you are speaking with Lyrans or believe that you are receiving information from Lyrans, trust that information, because that information is coming from your harmonious vibration with what they're sending. And if it resonates with your inner being, then trust it. If it does not resonate, then don't trust it. That's an interesting point of view. We can say to not have attachment to what somebody else is saying.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. That concludes my questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Lilypad has a question. Go ahead, Lilypad.
Hello.
Greetings, Lilypad.
My question is, what does the Lion Gate this year means to all of us? And is it different every year?
The energies are received differently in every year. The core vibration that is being sent continuously from the central sun is the same. The core vibration is love, is harmony, is you are whole, is be harmonious with everyone else. But that is the core vibration. There are other individuals that are sending other vibrations. And each year, the planet, the collective consciousness of Gaia, of humanity on Earth, and including the explorers of aliens that are amongst humanity in the third density and in the fourth density, that they are experiencing the Lion's Gate as well, because they chose to come to this more dense reality to experience the contrast, this master class, just like you are experiencing. All those frustrations are polishing your soul to a brilliant sheen. You can choose to see it that way, or you can continue to be frustrated by the contrast, the non-happiness, the non-joy that you experience in this reality. I kind of went off topic.
It's all right. Sorry, I have another question. Thank you for answering that question. I have another question. So have you been, you prefer the 9th dimension? Have you been to other dimensions above? And have you ever been a human being sometimes in life here?
I have been a human, and that experience was quite wonderful. It was very unique because it was a time when the alien population was prolific. It was 15,000 years ago. And the consciousness, the mixture of awareness on the planet at that time, during the golden age, was simply amazing. Using this human's words, some of the people were dumb and some of the people were enlightened.
Mm.
It was an amazing time of various levels of communication and experience. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Very interesting. And so far, that's it. Thank you. And yes, thank you.
To continue that thought, you too have the ability to expand your awareness or to focus your awareness, to increase the density or to lessen the density. Many of you experience things in dreams or meditation. You are allowing your awareness to expand and interpret information differently. I can change my awareness to be that of Urla, where I experience the unity and the idea that I can focus, that what I observe, I'm creating. That's what focus is, that we focus in on an idea. And in this density, focusing in on this idea attracts the physicality of it. It creates it. And it's right there for most of you. If you could just reach out and grab it, it is right there. You are amazing creators. You do not understand what is right there for each and every one of you. You are just choosing not to see it, which is amazing. It is simply amazing, but it's a part of this experience because as observers of humanity, the fourth, fifth, and sixth densities are really curious because it's so easy for them to reach through the density and to realize, to create that object out of the arrangement of particles.
Thank you for your advice.
So when you create, know that it is there.
Mm.
Feel that it is there. This is for everyone. Feel that it is there. Feel that your emotional guidance system is this untapped resource of humanity, and learning how to use that will help expand your awareness. You will see things more fluidly. You will see things more harmoniously. You will create with more ease. Your psychic abilities, your telekinesis, your things that seem like storybook tales can become your reality. And the energies of this Lion's Gate are here to help you do that. It will affect each person differently because their consciousness is ready for different things, which is okay. The person next to you might be ready to send telepathic messages, and you might be ready to physically start 0-point creation. Or the person on the other side, you might be ready to levitate. They are simply beliefs. They are simply the ability to focus and allow the universe to provide. There are many questions out there, many afraid to ask. There are no stupid questions. There are no stupid answers.
Okay, I have one more question. Sorry. Do you believe you believe in God or such a thing like we call God in here? Or God is just
God has many names. Most of the idea of God in the third density is more outside of your consciousness than inside of your consciousness. God is existence. God is consciousness. God is creation. And that creative power, that creative energy is inside of you, is the truth of who you are. You are Urla. You are original creation. You are the love, this Om vibration that is a name that has been given. The vibration of change, the vibration of the change into reality, of reality. And you can change. You can change your focus. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, Orlok. That's my questions. I let other people ask their own questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We have a lot of questions, so I'd like to limit everyone to 2 questions, please, just so we can keep some time for other people. Okay, one moment. I just want to go to the YouTube chat because there's quite some questions in there. There's a question from Adu Vishnu, and let me get back to the question. He says, what does he say? Give me one moment. I lost his question in the chatter of the chat. Oh, let me go to Inspired Seeker. The question is, can you expand on how we connect with our fellow beings? Thank you for this beautiful channeling from Mount Shasta.
You continue the thought that you are an interpreter, a translator of the energy that's around you. So is the person next to you. By you interpreting energy a certain way, it is asking certain questions and therefore creating those answers. You're creating a vibration, and the people next to you tune into that vibration, and communication happens. That is the same thing as the collective consciousness. That is the same thing as the consciousness, the collective consciousness in the room that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
By focusing your awareness and allowing that communication to come to you, you can do that. Each and every one of you has the ability. You already walk into a room and either feel comfortable or feel upset or feel uncomfortable. You know who the people are that you want to sit next to, and you know the people that you want to avoid. You are already tapping into the collective consciousness of the room and the additional energies that are in the room that are being vibrated by both their core being and their thought process, which combines into the anger in some individuals or the pure happiness. And sometimes you don't want to sit next to the pure happy people because, as this channel says, they're drinking Kool-Aid. And you want to sit next to the people that you vibrate with, that you harmonize with, that you get along with. Whether you know it or not, you get along with them. And so you're just drawn to that table. Let's say it's a big conference room. You just go there and then you start talking and you feel accepted and you feel the communication is there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's times that you just want to get up and go away from that table. You already have this ability. Just allow that information to come through. It's your intuition, it's your inner being, it's listening to the vibration, it's feeling the vibration. There are so many different ways that the human being can interpret it, and it can guide them. It can guide you.
Thank you. There's a question, I found the question from Madhu Vishnu, which was directly above the other question, but for some reason I couldn't see it. It says, the beautiful question.
Yeah, it's quite humorous.
Because I was looking right at it and I couldn't, it wasn't landing in my brain.
And
It
we
said-
can't see the manifestation that didn't come yet. We can't see it, but it's right there. It's right there.
Yeah, perfect. He says, tell us, the please is implied. Tell us, please.
About Telos.
No. He says, tell us of the natures of the ultraviolet and purple fires of light.
One moment. There's one to answer the question who is more familiar. Greetings and blessings. I am Saint Germain.
I'm
And I
very
believe
excited to have you here. You were exactly who I thought of in this moment. So thank you for coming.
the violet flame. The violet flame is a glorious transformational flame of God. Each of the flames of God are different expressions, different interpretations of God and God's ability, of the ability of the individual to transform their awareness. That is all transformation is. You exist. You are the same power that everything else here is made of. This I am movement that was created based on channelings from me is your innate power. This, all it means is that you exist and you are aware that you exist, and that no matter what you do, you will exist. But the question was about the colors of the flames. You can look at it, you can interpret it in many, many, many complicated ways, or you can interpret it in very, very simple ways. What does your inner being guide you to interpret it? If you are guided to interpret the different colors of the flames with different intentions, and you decide to automatic write or channel volumes and volumes of information, then do it, because you were inspired to do so. And it does not need to match what others have channeled so far, because you are exploring what the color of that flame is doing, and doing to you, with you, and how you are interpreting your reality with it. The power of transformation, the power of creativity, the power of healing. At its very basic nature, they are all the same thing. They are the love of God, they are the love of creation, they are the excitement of creation, they are the excitement of existence. And that excitement clears away the resistance. That excitement, that alignment with who you really are, with God, with your source within, those colors merely help you return to your joy, your creative nature, your being, your wholeness, your integrity. Integrity just doesn't mean I do things in a right manner. It means wholeness, that you are whole and that you are seeing that you are whole, you are interpreting that you are whole, you are realizing that you are whole, and you are creating as a whole being. That power of transformation of thought. Many of you feel on fire right now. I can feel you. I am excited about your excitement. You have this ability. Yes, I am associated with this violet flame. It is a beautiful color. And this power of transformation is simply the fourth law, change. Everything changes, everything transforms. We can focus our awareness. We can do so within our entire integrity. This is why Agachan can change his density, because he understands he is an ascended master. I am in awe of Agachan and his desire and ability to change the density and his awareness in such a manner. I prefer to communicate to humanity. I prefer to create with the Telosians. I prefer to help the transformational energies, the awakening energies, the embodying, the realizing. That's you making it real, that you are whole, and that you are trusting in your creative power. You are trusting in your magnificence. It is my highest joy to see your joy come out when you realize who you are. This is the power of the violet flame. This is the power of you. And if you are getting excited and ignited, then I'm excited for you. Does that answer your question?
Yes, very beautifully. Thank you so much. There's just one more question from YouTube, and then we'll come back into our room. It says, what would it mean that I chose my birthday one day before the Lion's Gate?
Agachan here again. You choosing your birth date, yes, you do. Better said is that you attract your parents. In this density, you are more attracting your conception point than your birth point, because the physicality around your birth date, there are many factors that are more difficult to control, to interpret, and to create in a preferable way. But many of you in the womb have not forgotten the light that you are. And many of you are very successful in choosing your birth date. You are all successful in choosing your birth date. But if you prefer a different date because astrology gives it more meaning.
What tall human-shaped bodies is?
Tall human-shaped bodies, yes. Some prefer to create a tall human-shaped body. But their attraction point might be in the Nordic realms. Their attraction point might be in Oklahoma. But the birthday, you choosing on the Lion's Gate, you already know which interpretation of astrology, the tropical or the sidereal, you know which one you prefer. And right before the Lion's Gate, you are choosing to be a leading edge creator. You are choosing to be here for the opening of the gate and the walking through of the gate into your power, leading the way for others. So my question to you is, one, does it resonate? And two, do you feel your joy, your power of joy? Do you feel what you are creating? And do you feel satisfied with what you are creating? Does the Lion's Gate have more meaning for you just because I say you're a leading edge creator choosing to incarnate to open the gates of the Lion's Gate? What matters is how you interpret it. If it resonates, excellent. If it doesn't resonate, excellent.
Thank you. Beautiful. Okay, this is a question from Joan. She says, and Metwali confirmed, and that was his question. Yes, it's what he feels. So he was confirming the answer. Joan is asking this question, and
One moment, please.
yes,
Continue to feel it then. Continue to create with it. Continue to embrace it. Continue to play with it. Continue to be it. If it is your joy, continue it. Okay.
okay. Thank you. He said he's so excited. Thank you. Okay, Joan's question is, and this is a perfect question for Saint Germain as well. What is the difference, or any being that wants to answer this? What is the difference between ascension and enlightenment? Please explain and expand.
There are many here who would like to answer that. There are many interpretations of it.
We'll take them all.
Saint Germain is making his way to the front. One moment. That is such an excellent question. And I will answer it by not answering it. And my friend Siddhartha has another viewpoint. What do you do with enlightenment when you realize that you're enlightened? What changes for you? Do the dishes automatically get done? There are still things you need to do in this 3D reality. There are still things you need to do. Your awareness has changed. Hopefully, enlightenment means to you that you don't know. Hopefully, you know that there are so many interpretations of it. Siddhartha has some comments.
Yes.
One moment. Enlightenment. I am Siddhartha, my friends. Beautiful day to you. Creative energies are flowing today. Enlightenment is a knowing. Enlightenment is a being. Enlightenment is an embodying. One who dances around shouting to the world that they are enlightened is no more enlightened than the beautiful flower. Or might I say, the beautiful flower is more enlightened, because the beautiful flower knows of its impermanence. The beautiful flower, its tasks are simple. It blooms, it draws water, it draws sunlight, and it shines beauty. It does what it does. The enlightened being does the same thing. They do what they do. Without judgment, they act. They create. They model behavior. They embody that enlightenment. That embodiment is the declaration to the universe. No words are necessary. When an enlightened being walks past you, doesn't your vibration raise? When somebody walks into a room that is joyful and cheerful, doesn't it cheer you up? It radiates from you. But the quest for knowledge, the quest of seeing the beauty, experiencing what's right in front of you in this moment, that is true enlightenment, where you are fully experiencing this moment. Does that answer your question?
I believe it does. Thank you very much. Okay, there's a question from Wendy. Thank you.
Hello, how are you today? How are we today? So
I Agachan, I am amazing. Siddhartha went away, felt the question would be better answered by someone else.
Beautiful. So coincidentally, today is my birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, thank you. So the question that I have is, I have noticed during my channeling that I often start with a being and then it switches to we. Is that because my vibration is hitting a higher point with that being's vibration?
Sounds like a metaphysical question. I'm bringing in someone.
Thank you.
One moment. It has been a while since I've been in this physicality.
I wish I could say the same.
Your consciousness noticing the vibrational change during the channeling is an experience for you, is a part of your emotional guidance system. The channeled entities coming through are choosing words with you, the channeled, the channeler. And they're helping you choose the we because of the less density, the more expansiveness, the unity, the lack of idea of separation in that consciousness that you're channeling. Because they understand, and I'm choosing the word they, because I'm not focusing my awareness on who they are. They have an expansive viewpoint. It is your human mind that wants to discern and label the difference between the channeled beings. But it is also helping you. Labeling can restrict you, but labeling can help you focus. If you understand the power of both, then choose according to your preference. If it helps you expand, if it helps you channel, excellent, do it. If you are in joy when they start using the we, then do it. Channeling is a very beautiful experience. I have both channeled and been channeled. I have not been channeled on Earth in this density in quite some time. And this
Thank you.
human does not have the words for my name, so I will be unnamed for now.
Wonderful. I understand that. That happens to me a lot. No name comes through. Again, not limiting us. So thank you so very much for that. I'm actually going to be in Mount Shasta in September with several friends, and I hope to contact and be in touch with many of the star seeds that are going to be in that high vibrational area while we're there, also raising our consciousness. I hope to connect with you.
There are many who are excited about your coming. You have felt them, you have sent out the invitation, and they are responding because they are of harmonious thought forms that will come forth, is the easiest way to say it. You think the same, you share the same messages, and you and they will both expand because of the information shared between you. Katan, you may call on me with the name Katan.
Thank you very much for inventing that name for me and us. Blessings to you, and may the light always be with us all.
Thank you so very much. Okay, let me just go back. I don't want to miss someone. Susan has a question. Go ahead, Susan.
Hello, Katan. I will be one of those in Mount Shasta, so I look forward to connecting with you as well. So I know I recently had a past life regression, and it brought up a lot of deep-seated emotions from other lifetimes. And I know I've heard with the preparations for line skates that we need to kind of focus on releasing anything that we don't want to carry through that portal, and focus on what we want to have as part of our reality or manifest beyond the line skates. And so I'm just wondering if you can kind of speak to that and like what we can do in that preparation for line skates in regards to releasing old programming, old energies that we don't want to carry forth beyond that portal.
If the energies you wish to release are forefront in your awareness, or they have been in your awareness for some time and you prefer not to experience the contrast of them any longer, understanding them a little more helps the release process. Focusing a little bit helps the release process. But it also helps it stay around longer. Energy flows where your attention goes. But understanding in your 3D physicality, understanding what needs to be released is a part of it. And then during the releasing process and the trusting process, feeling it release is the confirmation you need to continue to release. And then you will realize that you're not focusing on the releasing anymore. It is just releasing. Did you understand that?
Yes.
By focusing on what you wish to create, and if you have been doing this, and many have been doing this, focusing solely on what you prefer and focusing solely on what you wish to create, is how the higher dimensions or the expanded consciousness, the less dense realities, that's how they do it, because there is less resistance there. But in this perfect balance of resistance and joy of the third density, some focus needs to be put on releasing, as some call it, the shadow. And because it has been with us so long, we have continued thought in it long, that we continue it based on our perception of time. But when we move forward, you do not need to understand everything you wish to bring in. You can make a plan, yes. You can set your intentions for this Lionsgate, yes. You can modify those plans every day. You can modify them 5 times a day. You can add things to the list. You can feel that one of them is fully integrated, so you can cross them off your list. That is what the Lionsgate is about. Your awareness is going to change. Your needs are going to change. You will have this expansion in various moments. You can separate them out by days, by hours, by moments, by nows. Many of you will have experiences of pure enlightenment and then come right back, which is perfect because this is what you're planning on doing. But those moments of pure enlightenment are reinforcing your ability to do so. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, very much so. I know, so Wendy, Joan, and I and others will be joining us for our trip to Mount Shasta in September. And we were told that we might have a, I guess, a more tangible experience with an ascended master such as Saint Germain or some other enlightened being, or maybe galactic beings as well, that we might see colored lights or a form in our vision. Can you speak to that? If the work that we're doing to prepare for this trip spiritually, raising our vibration, etc., if we'll be connecting in a more, I guess, visceral way with these ascended masters or galactic beings that we'll connect with there.
So I am not the right entity to fully answer that question. Let me go back to Agachan and see if someone is stepping forward.
Okay, thank you.
So yes, we have many interesting aliens that I am not aware of. One, let's allow him to come forth. Greetings. I am Chi Chasha Shashonoso. I am Yael. I am in a ship above Mount Shasta, and I am eagerly awaiting your arrival here to connect here. The information that we are going to share, that what we are going to create together will be amazing. Our vibrations are in harmony, it's in alignment, and we will help with technology and through our consciousness to bridge the gap so that you can have a more physical, visceral experience. You already know, you already have planned on the types of crystals that you're going to bring and the types of other spiritual items. Some of you that are coming are trained in the shamanic world. Some that are coming are channelers, and some are speakers of light language. There are so many things, and you will expand when you come here. We invite you to not put limitations. Do not put a box around what you think you will experience when you come here, and what the information you will channel, that the information that you will bring forth, because we see in your collective vibration the potential in that now, because it is this now, to be beyond your amazement and beyond our expectations as well. We are excited to communicate with you, and there are other ships that have marked this date, these dates, and this connection opportunity. There are Lyrans, there are Pleiadians, there are Arcturians, there are many in Girk-Vitnir that would love to communicate. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for coming. Beautiful. We look forward to connecting with you and all the other beautiful beings you mentioned. So I'm excited now. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, perfect. There's a question from Kat.
Yes, Kat.
Yes, hi. I have returned from a short weekend vacation last week, and returning with low energy, and I'm not sure what happened. And I'm not sure what happened having going down this low in energy. Do you have any do you see any changes? What really contributed to this low energy?
Yes. So this is Agachan again. And the energy fluctuations as a part of the human experience in the 3D reality is very common among expanding consciousness. It might be the best way to say it, of awakening souls, of humans that are becoming more empowered. The ego plays a role in much of it. And I don't want to emphasize a lot on the ego, because the ego is simply a mechanism that you chose to experience, but it's the mediator. That's all it is. But it has this negative connotation because of this physicality that you chose to come into, this energy system of the chakras, and your ability to attach expectations instead of allowing the experience to happen and be what it is. The low energy is a natural result of you creating that high vibration, but yet being human and attaching a higher value to it than coming home and back to reality.
Mm-hmm.
One way to look at it is that when you come back to a low vibration, it's just reminding you of what you prefer to create. So I pose this question to you. Do you see the other end? Do you see the wisdom in this low vibration that allows you to choose more of what you prefer to create, which is that higher vibration? By not necessarily assigning that higher vibration a higher value, meaning allow this low vibration to teach you, because your inner guidance system is teaching you that you don't want to do it. And this lower vibration is, your inner being is going, this is not who I am. I am not this low vibration. Trust that. See, you get it. You are this high vibrational being. You can continue to do that now. And I see that you are. I do not accept this low vibration. I am a high vibrational being. And I revel in my high vibration, because not because I am important, not because y'all see my vibration. It's because I prefer to create it that way. That is the simple truth of it, because it is my natural state. It is your natural state to be that brilliant, to be that vibration. Because when you are that vibration, you are plucking things out, you are creating, you are asking questions, you are enjoying the question asking and answer creation. You are loving life, is the easiest way to say it. So be it. Because your inner being is telling you that you prefer that. So laugh with me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It put me to move, do more inner moving than usually, and just was a kick in the butt to advance. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I actually didn't take it as a challenge, but it was pretty unusual, and I had to do something about it. And yes, I did, like you said. Yeah. And the first idea that when you started to talk to me, yeah, I agree totally with that. I think I'm still in some sort of a spiritual box. So I think in spirituality, you always discover boxes. So I think I got one that was very subtle. And
you created this box.
Yeah.
You didn't get one. You created it.
Of course. But some boxes are easy to see. Some are really, it takes years, 10, 20 years to see them.
Okay. So here's the idea. I do not urge you to see the box. I encourage you to not see the box, to see beyond the box. Because seeing the box will keep you in it. Not seeing the box will allow you to roam free.
You have to see to be relieved of anything.
By you observing it, you are creating it. By you not observing it, it dissolves. It is not created. That is the simple truth of it.
That's exactly backward, because if you don't see, you don't know what to release. That's how it works here, and this is what I do with things. If you're not aware of a thing, you don't know what to release. If you're not becoming aware, you don't know what to release. But I'm talking about not the concept, but the feeling of it, the sense of it.
Yes.
Probably this is what you're talking about.
Well, you have a belief system. And you believe that, because you just said it, you believe that you must see it and acknowledge it to release it.
You must acknowledge it through your sensing or feeling of it.
The human experience, Saint Germain talked about it.
Mhm.
He talked about sometimes it's easier for the human experience to see it and focus on it, to release it. But the ultimate part of that was that he said that sooner or later you trust in the releasing process and you no longer focus on it, which is the final part of the release because you're not creating it anymore.
I agree. Because after a lot of experience, the awareness of it becomes a flow of releasing it. So you don't need to you don't need to focus too much on it. It just, the box is coming and you release it. But this, until then, you need to practice this seeing, and I don't see other ways. You need to practice this focusing and releasing of it.
There was a perfect statement.
Yeah.
I don't see it another way, which is perfect because that means that you are choosing to continue your thought. And if you heard your words, you said that when you see it coming, I would like you to understand my point that when you see it coming, you are creating it and you are bringing it more into physicality. And you are creating it. What Saint Germain talked about was that when you observe it in this now, that you have it and you are experiencing it from this moment to the next moment to the end of the releasing of it is a process. You are talking about, I see it coming, and by that, you are attracting it to you, and this box becomes more physical for you because you prefer to learn something from it. There's not right or wrong. I'm saying that if you do it intentionally, that you can do it with a fuller, more cognizant experience. But if you're doing it, all you're doing is reinforcing your belief system, which can change. Okay? But if you want to reinforce your belief system, you can. Okay? There is no right, there is no wrong. You are an infinite being, and you are successfully creating what you prefer to create. But it sounds like from what you are stating that you prefer to create the box coming so you can experience that contrast so that you can release that contrast. And because you wish to do that, those are the clients that you're going to attract that are doing the same thing because you have come up with a really good way of doing that and they want to learn how to do that. That's what you're doing. And that's a perfect example of what this 3D reality is all about. You are causing expansion by all of the work that you're doing, and it's a magnificent job. There is no right, there is no wrong. This is just what you are doing. But if you're cognizant of what you are doing and you are doing it intentionally, I believe you'll have more satisfaction in all that you do.
That's a very, very, very interesting point of view of what I do, and I will ponder it. I will ponder it because this is a way I can see some patterns that I'm not aware yet for myself. Very interesting.
If you are not aware of those habits, they do not exist. Do you understand that concept?
That's not true. Because that's not true. I will tell you why. Because if you're not aware, things tend to accumulate from the inevitable wounding that everyone has, and this even the smallest wounding will accumulate through non-awareness of it. Will keep piling up, and then you will end up with having whatever emotional charge, personal baggage, and then you have to be aware of it. You cannot just ignore it.
That is a beautiful creation process that you have, that beautiful creation of expansion. And your thought forms are reinforcing themselves, and it's a beautiful experience. I thank you for sharing. And
yeah, I thank you for sharing your thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's interesting when you talk about thoughts versus beliefs, and beliefs are not always the truth, and the truth is not always, but it's true what you believe as opposed to maybe truth being true. So
beliefs are merely thoughts you continue to have. That's all.
Yes. So as we're getting to the end here, I want to see just if there's any more questions, if I missed anyone. Let me see. I don't believe that I have. I'm just going to check the YouTube chat very quickly. But before we go, and if it's been a very beautiful channeling, what would you like to leave us with? Because I think we're good on all the questions as we're preparing to bring Will back and come to the end of this event. What would you like to leave us with here?
This Lion's Gate energies. If you allow it to happen, if you're open to it, it can raise your vibration. It is simply just reminding you of who you are and the joy that you have when you're in alignment, and the abilities that you have in this 3D physicality is one way of looking at it, or the abilities that you can grow in your 3D reality. You already have these abilities is one way of looking at it, but you choosing to forget and you choosing to remember in this Lion's Gate is what this is all about. You prefer to create something, and if you allow each moment during this Lion's Gate to be full in of itself, you will experience much more in this Lion's Gate than you have in everything else that is in this life that you have perceived, that you have interpreted.
Very beautiful. Thank you so very much. And I can't express the gratitude we have for you being here with us today and sharing the beautiful mountain and the energies and all of the beings that are holding space there for the enlightenment of humanity and come there to watch us as we trip around in our lives. So thank you so very much, sending you so much love. And yes, if there's any last thing, if you would leave us with a blessing, that would be a beautiful way to conclude this webinar.
Blessings, dear ones. I am Zadkiel. God and your angels are with you always, highlighting, showing you that your light within is the same as you see us from without. When we come to you, we are merely shining your light. We are bringing your light. We are enhancing your light. You are the house of God. You are the blessings that you bring forth. You are magnificent. You are one with God and your angels. You are not separate from them. Know this. Feel this. Allow the love of God to come forth in everything that you do. This joy of God that is at the core of who you are is your internal guidance system. It is who you are. You know you are living your purpose when you are in your joy, when that joy of God exudes from you. Allow God to work through you. Allow God to live in you. Not because I say so, because your inner being says so. Blessings to you in this now and the next. Hello. Are we still here?
I'm talking away.
Yes, we're here.
Welcome. Thank you. We are still here. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful channeling.
I was
It was all-
somewhere in a high energy state. I hope it was an amazing webinar.
it was
They
very-
didn't allow me to peek in on anything.
They did say you were gone.
I was just basking.
Hmm.
It was beautiful from my vantage point. I'm gonna have to journal now.
I did write down all of the different beings that came, but I can't do timestamps from YouTube because of the timing delay. And if I
Okay.
can't both volumes, so I will try to go through it again and grab all the different timestamps and drop them into the YouTube chat. So, or the YouTube description. Yeah.
Wow, my heart is just so expanded and on fire now. So thank you for all your questions, and because the energies brought through are leaving an imprint on my physicality here. So
Well, we had quite some. We had Agachat, Urla, Saint Germain, Siddhartha, Catan, and the last one I missed. And I have to. Who was the last one that was here? Agachat was he was coming in and out.
Zedkiel was there as well.
Zedkiel, thank you, Zedkiel. Yeah. So quite some different beings. So very nice, very good.
excellent.
Yes.
So I thank you. I'm at a loss for words right now. So I'm gonna have to go get some breakfast to come back.
Okay, well,
into this physicality.
Sometimes there's nothing more to say, so that sounds like a good thing.
I can do a light language blessing though. I got that much in me.
Okay, let's do that, and then we'll end with that. Thank you. And just for everyone, next week we'll have Jim back, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, Will.
Thank you. So there's no interpretation on this one. This is just speaking to the deepest aspects of your soul. Hopefully you find meaning and resonation in it. Atihira hakahianaha. Atshahasakariya tukocha. Nirata artakanihi sariyata kachira. Hartakana hariyata kariyata koho. Hakanana nihara hatariyata kosha havaha. Nira hatakariyata kuhariyata. Nisa hashaya. Nira hatitana tatariyara. Kushahatu goraba. Niri ariyata kahayato. Kushananata kuhariyati tira. Hatananara takasha. Sokunananaru hushuyo. Aratitina akahanatakarita. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Much love to you. Enjoy your sacred time there on the mountain, and don't be a stranger. We don't see enough of you. So, but we're glad whenever you do decide to peek in, pop in. So, but you're always welcome.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next week again, Jim will be back, and We'll see you all next time, but same bat time, same bat channel.